Now, as Tottenham fans, we're all very familiar with the chant that Arsenal fans like to sing at us.
What do we think of Tottenham? What do we think of Tottenham? Thank you.
But ahead of a pivotal North London derby where both Tottenham and Arsenal have a lot to fight for in regards to top 4 European football and the Premier League title race, today on the Sunny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, I'm going to be asking Arsenal fans what they really think of Tottenham. So I'd like to say a massive thank you to all the guys who have got involved with this video and given their thoughts on, Tottenham's season so far, on Arsenal and how they compare. A lot of people at the moment are comparing Arteta and Ange and all that trust the process sort of stuff, and giving me their predictions as well ahead of this monumental fixture, which I am really, really nervous for. But before we get into the video, I'm just going to talk about how I see the game going, give a little prediction preview. I'm being honest, I am nervous, but I think a lot of Arsenal fans I've spoken to at TalkSport where I work, they're also quite nervous as well. It's really cagey. It's as cagey as the North London derby from a couple of years back where we were both fighting for the top 4. And I don't really know how I see it going. We've had 2 weeks off, but we've come off the back of a really heavy defeat against Newcastle United in the Premier League. Arsenal, had the defeat against Aston Villa. They had the defeat against Bayern Munich to knock themselves out of the Champions League. But then since then, they've beaten Wolves and they've thrashed Chelsea 6-0. So it is really complicated to know what is going to happen on Sunday at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And, it's a head versus heart territory for me. My head says we're going to get absolutely battered. My heart says I think I fancy the boys to get G'd up for this and Postecoglou to stick a rock out their backside. If I had to give a score prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Tottenham win just because I have to back the boys in this one. But that's enough of my predictions. Let's see what some of the Arsenal fans and YouTubers, influencer types have thought. I've put all their links in the description down below. But without further ado, let's start with the mighty Lee Judges from AFTV, aka Arsenal Fan TV.
For me, the biggest difference between Arsenal and the Spurs this season is consistency. I think over the season, Arsenal have been consistent, not only just with the play, maybe injuries as well. We've had a couple of injuries, of course, long term. Partey and Timber. Tottenham have had their injuries as well. I also think with Spurs, I don't think it's helped them not playing week in, week out, having little breaks here and there, like 2 weeks off here, 2 weeks off there. And I think that, momentum is a big thing in football as well. Obviously Arsenal, going in the Champions League and challenging for the title have got probably better players. And I think at the end of it, maybe the defence is a key as well. I think we're very, very solid at the back. Spurs, if I'd be really honest, a little bit too open at times when it comes to playing teams. And sometimes you have to be that little bit more cautious. But all in all, North London derby is going to be a difficult one. I don't know who's going to win. Arsenal, I suppose, will go in as favourites, but Tottenham being at home gives them an advantage as well. So I think it's going to be a real close game. I think both teams at the end of the season will say, they've improved and done well. Spurs from last season to lose Harry Kane and to be where they are now, I think you have to say that's good. But can they push on next season, whatever? And after a very, very good start, I think they've got a manager that wants to be there and players that want to be there as well. So at the end, I don't think there's a massive gap between Arsenal and Spurs, but Arsenal just got it at the moment and it's lovely.
Yes, people, Cecil here, big Arsenal fan, of course, and I've been asked to give my opinion of Tottenham. Obviously, you could go, I've basically been asked what do I think of Tottenham. You know what I could say, but we'll keep it professional. Let's get into this properly. So the question is, they want to get my opinions on Tottenham under Ange this season. Highline for life. He's been all right, He's been all right. I'm quite, not disappointed, but when I speak to Tottenham fans around my circle, they're quite happy to just float in around, top 4, top 5. If they get Champions League football, it is what it is. If they don't, they don't. It's very just relaxed for the first year. There isn't really much expectations and pressure on Ange, which surprised me because they started the season very well. I actually was a little bit worried, I'll keep it real. A new manager coming in, they looked revitalised. They had good players as well. They still have good players, but the good players were playing well for them. They obviously came and got a draw at the Emirates, which was a bit like a, whoa, this is different, especially considering we are so good at the moment. So that one did shock me a little bit, and I got a bit worried. This whole new style, high line, good. Well, it was good football from Tottenham. It was exciting. Yeah, I was nervous at first, and fair play to Ange. And I'll keep it real. I'll keep it real on here. I kind of liked him when he first came in. I did like the way he just conducts himself in interviews, and he was quite jovial. Yeah, so, but now it seems like things have changed, and I question now, the standards that people set on Tottenham, considering he hasn't got much pressure whatever he does this season. So yeah, that's my thoughts of Ange. But listen, likeable guy. First season, he hasn't really achieved much. I mean, he's changed Tottenham around a bit, but he hasn't really achieved anything of significance. But Tottenham fans seem to be happy with that. Next one quickly is my prediction. Okay. I'll be real, I'm nervous. It's the North London derby. Form goes out the window. I mean, if you look at Arsenal's form of late, it's been incredible, just in the league. Obviously, the last game was against Chelsea, battered them 5-0. We are confident, I feel, as Arsenal fans, but we're very aware that, it's a derby, form can go out the window. And for me, personally, such a big game. If we win the game, I think we can go on and win the league. But again, out of all the games that I was looking at and was fearful of in this last run, this was the game. So, and that says it all. I didn't care about Chelsea. I didn't care about United away. It's Spurs away, North London derby. I'm going to go, I say all this, I'm going to go with it's probably going to be a draw, but I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Arsenal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a massive game this weekend, and you guys already know about it. The North London Derby. This means everything. You guys want to stop our league title, and we need to win every single game from now to the end of the season and hope Manchester City drop points to win this league. I'm going with a strong team, the same team that played against Chelsea. I wouldn't change an individual from that team. So go check out the lineup that we played against Chelsea to know the team that I'm playing. Also, this Arsenal team is really strong defensively. We have a much better midfield than yours, with now Odegaard, Rice, and Partey playing full 90 minutes with each other against Chelsea. I think that's the midfield we're going to go with. And the way we're going to play, I think we're going to play a defensive, pragmatic style of football, counter-attack, and we're going to get you guys susceptible to high ball, winning the ball high up the pitch. And then when we do that, we're going to try to score from that. I think it's going to be similar to last year, where we score early and then we get a second as you guys are chasing the game, and we win the game 2-0. That's my prediction. Let me know whatever you guys think about my prediction later.
North London derby. Here's my preview. I think as an Arsenal fan, I'm always going to back the boys. Form-wise, maybe apart from Man City, we're back in form and probably one of the best teams in the league. And I think Spurs, as much as I've been impressed with them this season, I think we're going to have too much for them. I think we're just on a bit of a high at the moment, and I know you're going for Champions League, but I think we've got a bit too much to us and a bit more to play for. And I think maybe after that Chelsea game, I think the momentum's going to take us through. What I think of Ange in his first season, I think he's been really good. My only issue with him is maybe like the fact that does it look like he's only got a plan A, like the high line kind of super aggressive press kind of style of play? Maybe he'll, with more time in the job, develop more options. I think the similar thing was posed with Arteta after his first season. Was he just like a plan A but no plan B kind of manager? But as you get time, you get more tactics and stuff. So I think give him time, he's going to do the job. But on Sunday, going 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, some interesting points made by all the Arsenal fans there. Good to get those four involved. Two of the guys from AFTV, Border All the podcast, and I just think it was some really, really good insight from all the guys. And, actually quite surprised with some of them. Some of them, I hate Arsenal. I hate Arsenal with a passion. I've hated them ever since, I was a young lad supporting Spurs all the way up to today. And there are some interesting takes that I think some Arsenal fans are realising that Tottenham could be getting on to something good. We've got a nice little squad of players developing, and Ange is a bit different to the likes of Conte and Mourinho and all that. So they sort of see it, but they know that they're potentially clear at the moment after the process they've gone through with Arteta. There are a lot of parallels between Arteta and Postecoglou. Luckily, Arteta's a bit younger, so he's got that on his side, whereas Postecoglou is obviously a little bit older. But there are quite a lot of comparisons between the two clubs in the sense of rebuilding, getting rid of deadwood, and Arsenal have gone to that next level of actually investing heavily, which a lot of us Tottenham fans really want to see from Daniel Levy and the board, like Stan Kroenke has done at Arsenal. But yeah, very, very interesting points. Obviously, there's no love lost in this game. It's the biggest game of the season, the one we always look forward to on the calendar. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below your predictions ahead of this one. How do you see it going? Who's going to win? Is it going to be a draw or maybe a loss for Tottenham? I don't know. I really can't call it. Even though I've given my prediction, I still cannot call it. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below, and also what you thought of the Arsenal fans as well. Keep it clean though in that comment section, please, because we don't want anyone to be banned. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave a like on it if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and also check out the description down below to become a member of Sunny Talk Spurs. And also, Alloy Collectors, mentioned them in my video the other day. Pick up your Tottenham kits if you want to, especially ahead of this monumental derby. And until then, I'll speak to you guys very soon. Ciao.